Have you ever felt trapped in an endless cycle, trying to move forward, yet something invisible always seems to hold you back? Maybe you can't quite explain it, but there's this barrier, almost like the universe is conspiring to keep you exactly where you are. Now, close your eyes for just a moment and ask yourself, how many times have you felt like something was missing, like an essential piece of the puzzle in your life was absent? And what if I told you that piece is closer than you think, so close, you could reach out and grab it right now, simply by hearing the right words? Today, I want to share something that could completely change your day, and maybe even more than that. This isn't about empty promises or cliches you've heard 1,000 times before. I'm talking about a new perspective, a way of thinking that can unlock what's been dormant inside of you. Think for a moment, how many opportunities have you let slip by because you doubted yourself or believed the right time hadn't arrived yet? The truth is, what holds us back most often isn't the world outside, it's the noise inside us, that constant chatter that distracts us from what truly matters. But what if you could silence that noise? What if there was a way to hear, loud and clear, a message that could change everything? What I'm about to share isn't just an idea, it's an invitation. An invitation to see the world around you, and within you, in a way you may never have imagined. Stay with me until the end, because the next few words might be exactly what you need to turn the tide and open the door to a fresh start. We all carry battles within us, quiet struggles we rarely even notice. These are the fights in our minds that we're too afraid to share with others. Maybe you feel them in the exhaustion that never truly leaves, no matter how much you rest. Maybe it's the frustration at the end of another day, when it feels like all your efforts weren't enough. Or maybe it's that voice in your head, always present, always critical, whispering, "You're not good enough, no matter how hard you try." It's easy to accept these feelings as part of life, as if they're unavoidable. After all, who hasn't felt stuck in a routine that feels bigger than their strength to break it? But what if these feelings were more than just fatigue or discouragement? What if they were signs of something much deeper, something silently working to block you from the life you truly deserve? Think about it for a moment. How many times have you given up before even trying, convinced it wouldn't make a difference? How many dreams have you left behind because they seemed too distant, too impossible? Now, imagine this: those moments of giving up and doubting yourself weren't due to a lack of talent, luck, or effort. What if there's something deeper happening, something you've yet to notice? It could be an invisible pattern controlling your choices, keeping you stuck in a cycle where progress feels out of reach. Or maybe it's a secret within you, a truth you've never accessed because you didn't know how. And what if, in this exact moment, you were on the verge of discovering that secret? Something so simple yet so powerful, it could change everything in an instant. These challenges you face, these invisible barriers that seem unbreakable, aren't signs of weakness. They're signals that something needs to change, and that change begins with a new understanding. An understanding you may not have considered before, but one that's about to be revealed. Stay tuned, because what comes next could be exactly what you need to transform how you see the world, and yourself. And then, something happens. It's not a miracle that lights up the sky or a grand sign that changes everything in an instant. It's subtle, almost imperceptible. It could be an idea that pops into your mind when you least expect it. A sense of restlessness telling you that something needs to change, or even that moment when you stop and realize you can't keep living the same way anymore. This intervention isn't something you can see or touch. It's a presence, silent, but powerful, that's always been by your side, waiting for the right moment to reveal itself. Maybe you've noticed this before, but never gave it the attention it deserves. Do you remember that time when you almost gave up, but something inside you urged you to keep going? Or when, out of nowhere, you had an inspiration that helped you solve a problem that seemed impossible? These moments are not coincidences. They are manifestations of a force that's always present, even when you think you're alone. But this force has a limit. It cannot act on its own. It needs something essential: your permission, your cooperation, your yes. Think for a moment, what if this force has already been working in the background, preparing the ground for the change you've been seeking? What if it's already been moving the pieces, aligning the opportunities, just waiting for you to take the first step? The change you're looking for may not be as far away as it seems. It might already be happening, but you need to decide to see it. You need to decide to act. Not as a blind leap into the unknown, but as an act of trust in something you've always known was there. This intervention is not an external agent coming to save you. It's more like a partnership. A partnership between what's around you and what's inside you. The potential to change your life already exists, but it's dormant, waiting for you to awaken it. This force is extending its hand, but it cannot cross the door for you. Only you can take that step. And what comes next could be the key to unlocking everything that has been blocked until now. But time doesn't wait. It keeps moving forward, indifferent to your hesitations, while every day you delay a decision places another brick in the wall that separates you from the future you desire. This wall doesn't appear all at once, it's built gradually, with each excuse, each fear, each "I'll do this tomorrow." You feel it, don't you? The growing pressure, the feeling that you're stuck in a place you don't want to be, knowing something has to change but not knowing how. It's as if the calling is getting louder with each passing moment, impossible to ignore. Now, imagine this moment as a crossroads. On one side is the familiar path. The one you know so well, but that always ends in the same place: doubts, limitations, and regrets. On the other side, a new, unknown path. It may seem scary, because you don't know what you'll encounter along it, but it's also full of possibilities. And here's the dilemma: stay on the safe, unsatisfying path, or risk the unknown and make room for something extraordinary. It's at this moment of choice that the protective figure, this invisible force that has always been by your side, steps into the scene. Not to force a decision, but to offer a key. This key isn't physical, it's symbolic. It's the tool that can unlock your potential, tear down the wall, and allow you to move forward. But here's the secret: this key doesn't work on its own. Only you can unlock the door. Only you can choose to walk through. Imagine standing before this door now. On one side, you feel the weight of the past, of fear and doubt. On the other, an almost irresistible call to move forward, to discover what's waiting for you on the other side. This force is beside you, holding the key, but it cannot take the step for you. The moment to decide is now, and what you choose today will define not just your day, but everything that follows. The question is, are you ready to take the key? Now, it all comes down to a choice. To stay where you are, stuck in the same patterns, waiting for something external to come and change your reality, or to take a leap of faith, the kind that has the power to transform everything. It's scary, I know. The comfort zone, even when uncomfortable, has something familiar about it. It doesn't require risks, but it also doesn't offer growth. But ask yourself, how long will you keep accepting less than what you know you deserve? How long will you allow yourself to live beneath your true potential? Close your eyes for a moment and visualize the future you desire. Not the one that seems possible within the limitations you've created, but the one you truly want. The life that inspires you, that makes your heart race. Who is the person you want to become? How do they think? How do they act? Now, look at where you are. What stands between you and that version of yourself? That barrier isn't indestructible. In fact, it's made of your daily choices, and that means you have the power to tear it down. This moment is crucial. It's not just about what's going to happen today, but about what comes next. Every decision, no matter how small it seems, is a piece that builds your future. If you keep postponing, letting fear dictate the rules, what will change? But if you choose to act, choose to believe that the next step, no matter how uncertain it seems, is the path to something greater, everything can be different. Take a deep breath. Set aside the voices telling you it's impossible, that it's too risky, that you're not ready. The truth is, no one is ever fully ready to change, until they decide to change. That decision is what transforms doubt into strength, fear into courage. Visualize the person you want to be. Feel that presence, because it's already inside you, waiting to emerge. It's closer than you think, and the only thing it needs to manifest is your choice now. What will your next step be? The words that will change your day aren't magical, but they carry a transformative power. They're a living reminder that your story is still being written, and you're the author. Today, you have the chance to change the narrative, to decide that the mistakes of the past will not define your future. To choose that, despite all the difficulties, you can take a step forward. And that step, no matter how small it may seem, could be the beginning of something extraordinary. Think about this: you have more strength than you realize, more purpose than you perceive. The circumstances that once seemed insurmountable may begin to dissolve the moment you decide to face them head-on. Not because it's easy, but because the choice to act is, in itself, an act of courage. Recognize the tools around you, the opportunities, the moments of clarity, the people who want what's best for you. These forces are here, waiting for you to recognize them and use them. The future you've longed for isn't in a distant or unreachable place. It's closer than it seems, hidden in the small decisions you make every day. It starts with a yes to change, with the courage to see the world in a different way. Today is the day to take that leap, to abandon fear, and embrace what lies ahead of you. So, I ask you, what will your next step be? Are you ready to transform your day, and your life? Remember, transformation isn't something that happens to you, but something that starts within you. Don't wait for the perfect moment. The perfect moment is now. Take these words, carry them with you, and remember that the power to change has always been there, inside you. The first step is yours, and it can change everything.